got out the cold shower, decided to shave my face, started off at the top. Oh, cut the top part of my lip. What's next? Okay, lather up the bottom half, cut the bottom part for no damn reason. Apparently, you're not shaving for a week, you lose all muscle memory. But that's the thing. Thank you for tuning in. Starting off today's podcast with our official sponsor, Dragon's Lair Comics, located in Mililani, Hawaii. They're your one-stop shop for everything comic, games, books, and random thingamabobs. All right, so let's get this started. We are at the halftime mark of 2020. I think I said it before, but yeah, I like to repeat myself. But yeah, we're at the halftime mark. It's been a great year. You know, nothing violent has been going on. No one's saying anything mean in person or on social media. Yeah, everyone's just loving each other. No weird viral pandemics going on, but yeah, it's been great. Tell you this one thing. As you know, I've mentioned I've been starting to go to the gym again since everything's opened up, sort of, to a certain capacity. I've been going to 24. I decided to switch it up a bit and start going for the earlier shifts, which is the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock a.m. ones. Yeah, sounded good at the time, and it's probably best I stick to that schedule, because might as well. And then, ever since going to this thing, there's this one guy who just likes to do karaoke out loud while working out, and it just irritates the hell out of me. Now, before we even get into the gym, I'm parking, and I usually I park there and end up being there just a few minutes before it opens. Because, yeah, there's no reason for me to be standing in line. It's not to full capacity or anything like that. And I get in, I start to make my way towards the gym entrance, and then I can already hear his stupid-ass truck turning in. And it has those things where the subwoofers are in the back, and then it's just rattling every single piece of metal on that vehicle. It's like, why are you listening to like that early in the morning? I mean, are you pumping yourself up, or are you just that much of an asshole to be writing shit like that? So sorry for that premature cutoff there, but got a little surprise. Jesse, lead singer from 8250, just made a quick stop by on his lunch break from work to drop off the new 8250 tees, ladies and gentlemen. Check that shiz out. It's in. If you pre-order, thank you so much for supporting us, the band, and our album. Thank you so much. And if you haven't ordered yet, I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. We are bringing it back to the website once we get inventory in check. But yes, let's carry on with this thing. Yeah, back to the 24-hour fitness karaoke loud singing guy. Yeah, so I'm getting into the gym, and then you can hear all that subwoofer crap. You can hear that subwoofer crap just coming down, making the turn. Every single piece of metal rattling. It's just annoying. It's like, why are you going so hard in the paint this early in the morning? There's just really no need for that. And anyway, so he makes his attempt to park. Obviously, he's gonna park like an asshole, and then he's the kind of guy that doesn't color in the lines, if you know what I mean. And both of his tires on the driver's side are literally on the line at an angle. So if you were a passenger in the front or the back seat, you're screwed. You can't get out because he wanted to park like that. Anyway, we get in. I'm already like mid-set doing legs today because I have legs of a chicken. Yeah, not a good thing. So I've been doing that, concentrating on that stuff. And then you can hear him just singing his music. He likes to change it up every now and then. I mean, I'm not dogging on the man's music. You know, music is an art, and art is subjective, so they say. And yeah, but like, what mindset are you in to start mouthing off and singing out loud for no apparent reason? And today he was on a Bone Thugs and Harmony vibe, and he just came in full mask. It's like, today he went full crazy. He was like robbing a bank, but it was red, yellow, and green Kanaka Maoli colors, so it didn't help his case. Starts walking in, singing Crossroads from Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm gonna miss everybody. I'm gonna miss everybody. And I'm like mid-set, just sitting back like, oh, fuck, not this guy again. And then I always forget, even though he comes every day, like, I always forget that, like, I should just know that he's going to be there and just have that in the back of my mind. But no, like, I forget every time for some reason, and I just hear his voice, and he's just singing Bone Thugs and Harmony today, which I love. I grew up kind of on those guys in the 90s, like, choking on my own spit. Almost died! Yeah. I was very selective in my rap and stuff like that, based on what my family members were listening to, and just kind of weeded down from there. But Bone Thugs and Harmony was the shit growing up. Like, that stuck out to me, just the way the whole vibe and all that stuff was. Yeah. And he sort of ruined it for me. He shouldn't have, but he was just irritating me. Like, mid-set, going squat. I'm gonna miss everybody. See you at the crosshouse. Hear me lonely. And he's still warming up. He's doing the, when people like want to make like the warm up, but they're not always warming up. They're doing their whole rotator cuff stuff. It's like, stop. You're not warming it up. You're not even doing it correctly. God. Oh! Had to start off my morning like that. Thanks, guy. And then what's funny was, I'm not sure if it was today or yesterday, because we go at the same time, apparently. I just wish you went later, or at the very first appointment of it. And then someone went up to him from across the gym, beelined it to the inclining press area, and he stopped him, like mid-set or rep, whatever. And he was like, oh, you can stop singing. It's kind of distracting then. And then normally a normal person would be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was bothering, like kind of just snap out of it. But no, asshole was still having his headphones on, music blasting, because you can hear the noise just leaking, not canceled out, just the hissing and all that stuff like that. And he has the nerve to reply. He has the nerve to not stop the music and reply, oh, and still like full volume, like a freaking helicopter's landing like nearby. It's like, oh, that's bothering you. I never know. Oh, you let me stop then. Yeah. And of course, the asshole that he is, he doesn't stop. Still going, still singing Bone Thugs and Harmony until his last set. He switched it up with some Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I love me some peppers, but in this state, like, it made me hate them just for that moment. Oh, can't stop it. It's like, shut up. And I'm like rolling my eyes every time I do like a squat press or something like that. Like, stop! I'm glad I got that out of the way. Hopefully it was good enough. But yeah, that was that morning. And then I finished my workouts before I start work, and there's still a few time to kill left, so I usually just stop by either the local market, but the recent days I have been going to either Wal-Mart or City Mill. It's either for a reason or no reason at all, but like, come on. I like to kill time window shopping every once in a while, right? Especially City Mill. Got some good stuff recently. Not cheap stuff, but some good stuff. Like, I'm starting to get the idea, like, why men like to build things, and why Tim Taylor from Home Improvement, like, like more power stuff. That was a kick-ass show. I wish, is that show even on a streaming platform like Hulu or Amazon or I don't think it's on Netflix. It's like, oh yeah, I just need new stuff to watch, because I only can watch Bob's Burgers and The Office so many times on repeat. But I can't complain. But yeah. So anyway, this particular time I went to Walmart, And it was just, I don't know if it's a new thing or it's just something was aware of right now, but apparently some checkout registers are equipped with this thing to call an associate to grab something from the floor. I don't know if they all agreed upon that or it's just something that was implemented company-wide. But how do you call a person on the associate floor? We have modern technology. We have intercom system, right? Some type of paging or walkie-talkie or cell phones, right? But no. I've heard 2 to 3 registers go off with a damn cowbell. Ringing cowbell like a bunch of cattle running back home. And then you just see like this kind of older gentleman just, God, somebody calling me, I gotta get something. And I'm looking, I was like, I appreciate him doing his job, but how insulting is it for a human being to call another human being with a cowbell? I mean, don't get me wrong, there's other bad shit going on this road, but come on. For the sake of storytelling while I'm at a Walmart, calling someone with a cowbell because you need something? It's pretty fucked up. I'm just it's just freaking crazy. Here I am looking at the bread aisle, and I just hear this cowbell going off. It's like, oh man, that really just. At first, I was like, okay, maybe it was like someone's cell phone ringtone or something like that, just going off, and then it's like, oh, yeah, and then it's like, why not? Like, no, I guess everyone's okay with it. I guess I should be okay with it too then. And it's like, oh, sorry to be rude. Jesse's texting me, talking to him about the shirts, and apparently he's still outside my house just chilling. And then yeah, so yeah, that was pretty funny and insulting to see and hear that going on. But I mean, I gotta give it to them. They were pretty efficient in getting the product that this customer needed. I'm not too sure if it was propane or something bulky. And yeah, I don't know. That was pretty trippy. So yeah, on to the next. This is freaking crazy. Is it me or has it just been like freaking hot today? Or recently in a while? Like I've never used my AC so much in a day or the week or this whole month. I mean, we're still in July. I mean, we're in July now, but freaking June. I can't remember a night where I didn't have the damn AC on. Sure, my AC bill is gonna look like I had a little growth spurt, huh? This is depressing. Just as long as I don't see the bill, and then it deducts digitally from me, then I think I'll be okay. Unless it deducts way too much and I notice it, and I can't buy any games on PS4 for $20, then I know we got a problem. But yeah, that's some crazy stuff. Just looking over my notes today. And then, you know, I didn't want to get trendy with the topics of conversation that has been polluting the social media airwaves, but I like to give my 2 cents on this whole, I don't want to say racism thing, but it was just more of a personal experience that I wanted to share. If it means anything. If it doesn't, then oh well, then I got this off my chest and I got it documented for my therapist to see. Yeah! ADD RLS team, what's up? That sounds like a good t-shirt. It just happened. You saw that? I just out of focus. That's great. Yeah. But yeah, I came across this thought when I was a kid. You know, us being in Hawaii is like we have this melting pot, this mixed plate of race, cultures, and all that stuff, and that's what makes us pretty kick-ass, if I could say so myself. And then I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't remember like having is that even a word, discriminative thoughts, or like thoughts of race come up running through my head as a child. And then a lot of people can say that's attributed to like the way you were raised from your parents, and I agree. Like I appreciate my parents, the way they raised me, as best as they could, as knowledgeable as they could, but they couldn't protect me from society all of my life. I mean, it's just the reality of things. It's just the reality of things. You know, I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't stumble that much on my words today, but you know, it's still early. You never know. But yeah, anyway, when I was in elementary school, I was thinking of things like, oh, when was the first time I had someone that wasn't like a local, that was a classmate? And then side thinking of that, like I thought of a thing like why it's so awkward and difficult for me to maintain friends, a best friend, stuff like that, because I think this fucked me up in elementary. So maybe I'll start with that. So I think every year in my elementary school, I always had, it wasn't even intention. I mean, like, do you even have those intentions when you're in elementary school as a kid? It's like I always, by nature, became best friends with like the new guy that moved to Hawaii, like that year or something like that. Like I can't say if they were military, but the next year they were gone, so I would assume so. So like every year I can think I always had a best friend that was not from here, from the mainland or something like that. I mean my parents can attest to that. Like, I always had a friend that was either a Caucasian, a haole, or whatever you will. I mean, it is what it is. And one year I had an African American black friend, and then that was it. But to add on to that, like there was like race and all these things wasn't apparent to me at the time. Like okay, let's start with my African American friend. Like it's just so bad that like I gotta stumble across saying that. But I mean, he was, but the intention of being friends with him wasn't because of that. It's like the first day of school. Was it 4th grade? I can't remember. 4th grade was a shit show for me. I sucked at every single subject for some damn reason. But anyway, that's another cast, I guess. But yeah, his name was Trevor. Should I even be saying his name? I don't know. I guess I'm not saying his last name. But yeah, first day of school, he was on my table, my left, your right, and then, you know, like at this age, like race wasn't even a thing to be even discussed or an issue not to be friends with. But like what made us friends is that Street Fighter at the time was freaking crazy, like next level movement of gaming, right? Not sure like Street Fighter 2 or whatever extension of that game was, but it was that. Not necessarily talking about the games in itself, but when I was a kid, my parents used to draw almost all the characters, like just I think because I wanted, or maybe I begged for like pictures of them, and my mom and dad would draw it pencil. They would ink it with Sharpie, and then they would copy it at a whatever Kinko's or whatever existed at the time, and then they would make multiple copies for me to give out to friends. Like that wasn't a thing, but that's something I did in elementary school. So yeah, I had a I'm not too sure if it was a separate, but yeah, it was a separate binder full of these drawings. And then Trevor saw, I guess, one of his favorite characters in my art book of drawings that wasn't mine. And then he just like broke the ice right there. It's like, "Oh, Guile, that's my favorite guy." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's mine too." But even if I had everything else, it was always tossing up between Guile and Ryu until Sagat became a playable character. Holy crap! But anyway, yeah, it was just that initial moment that we became friends. But I noticed before me, I don't like making the first move of being friends. I noticed he had a Marvel shirt on. It was specific. I wasn't too sure if it was like old Avengers or was Spider-Man. But I do remember Spider-Man being on the top part of the shirt and then other characters surrounding the other part of the shirt. But just because of the desk and the way he sat, you only could see the Spider-Man. But anyway, we became friends from that day on till the ending of the school year. It's like every day. I couldn't go to his birthday party because I had another birthday party at my grandma's house. My old grandma's house, where she had a public community pool or whatever it was, so I couldn't go. I was pretty bummed, but it is what it is. But we didn't fight about it. Like people like turn into sensitive wads, like just because of that stuff. But yeah, we weren't like the race and the culture thing was not. It didn't turn us off from being friends. Like obviously, like he was raised in a way that I wasn't, and obviously the way I was raised was not the way he did, but we were still friends. We found common ground in something, and we, like, for some reason, we found a lot of things in common, and then got in trouble a lot that year because we talked way too much about stuff that wasn't pertinent to the classroom. And then that initial day, if memory serves me right, recess was kind of split between today you're playing on the grass, softball, baseball field, or this day you play on the basketball courts. We were lucky playing on the basketball courts, fortunate enough to be on the same team, and we kicked ass unexpectedly. I didn't expect I think we played 4-on-4, not 5-on-4, or something like that. I didn't expect our 4 to be that good. We were just killing it. That's the thing too. Like, you weren't playing basketball to kick ass, but like we were on it that day. But yeah, that's my story on like how I'd even get to the point, but I feel like there's no way you can be born being a racist in my experience, because that wasn't a thing. Like, skin color was obvious, but it wasn't the thing to stop us from becoming friends. I think it was more enticing. I think that for a lot of kids locally at that age, the fact that you were from the mainland made you like interesting and like, oh man, and then made other people like wanted to like connect. And I think that's cool. Like, I mean, obviously there's like bullies here and there, but like for me and our table, like we were all cool. Like there was nothing said into what can mess with a person's mind today. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. Like I'm just like my mind's going a jumble right now because I'm just thinking about every friend that I had in elementary school, and then they left that year, which probably like carried on to like why I never really hang on to like friends or don't get too close as much to people, because like I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably like move away in like a year or two, and which kind of did. I mean, I still had like a few friends, like bandmates, just all of a sudden like up and leave. But I mean, that's the way the story goes, and you just have to process it and let go, and then go eat something real fast. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, yeah, I had one every year, I think, as far as I remember. And it was all cool. And then hitting to like intermediate and high school, then that's when I kind of didn't have those individual friends like that. Yeah, which is okay. Whatever. We live, we learn. And right now, I think my core group of friends is my bandmates. I mean, and I'm fine with that. Like, I mean, it's not about how much friends you have. Like I've learned that long ago. Like, it's not quantity, it's quality. It's how much quality of a friendship you have with these people, and the connection, and the fact that we share the stage or share interests of music and being in a band together is freaking awesome. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm just glad I got all that shit out of my chest. You know what? Thank you, Dragon's Lair, for sponsoring this podcast. No thank you to that guy singing Say What karaoke in 24 Hour Fitness. You can go McDonald's and get food poisoning. Nah, I don't know. I'm just kidding. That probably would happen to me. But yeah, you know what? Stay nice to each other. Keep your mask on. Keep your distances. Wash your hands. Wash your feet. And wash your face. And thanks for tuning in to the thing.